Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ashley Barrett. Despite numerous headwinds, Vought and our heroes have never been stronger. We've seen double-digit growth in pharma, crime-fighting contracts, and Vought Plus subscribers. The Vought reconstruction project remains ahead of schedule and under budget. Black Noir has quietly been conducting a critical mission overseas. And finally, Homelander's approval ratings are soaring. Further proof America sees right through baseless accusations. We've accomplished more in a few months than my predecessor did in years. But we've still got work to do, like selecting new members of the Seven to replace fallen heroes like Maeve, and traitors like Starlight. It's a new day for Vought. Today's heroes, tomorrow's future.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. The boys dropped a new Season 4 teaser trailer, this time with Ashley joking about everything that's happening at the beginning of Season 4, or between Season 3 and Season 4, and everything that Homelander is doing with the Vought company in the wake of what happened in the Season 3 finale. They make a couple big references to what's going to be happening at the beginning of Season 4, too, that we'll explain. So if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the episodes. I will be doing Season 4 episodes just like I did for previous seasons. I'll do a giveaway for Amazon Video memberships when we get a little bit closer to the season actually coming out. But the way they're playing this is sort of like Kevin Feige doing his Marvel Phase 4 announcement, like she's doing an investor call talking about all the exciting things, quote unquote, that are happening with the company, despite all the chaos behind the scenes that you know is actually going on, because literally everything that Vought says is just a PR piece meant to puff up the company and boost their share price. It's all about making money. Like literally everything they do, every move they make, there's no malice behind it, like no actual ego. It's just Vought trying to make more money, being a more efficient company. I love the way they're playing this too. It really is kind of like that Kevin Feige Marvel Phase 4 announcement. I think the first one was in 2020 when he actually did the first big one, just talking about all the Disney Plus series they had, because she does reference the Vought Plus that they have, which is a big Disney Plus parody. That's like their big streaming network that's meant to be a parody of HBO Max, like all the real-life streaming networks.
With Vought Plus, you have the power to control the greatest content in the world.
Enjoy the action and the excitement of all of your favorite Vought Studio films and series. Plus,
Stay informed with reliable news you can count on from people you can trust. Plus,
never miss a game. 24/7 coverage of your favorite sports teams. Plus,
timeless stories of heroes who may be gone but are never forgotten. Plus,
Vought Plus.
the world's premier super streaming service.
sign up now.
They even had another joke recently about Vought Plus, quote unquote, raising their prices but giving people less content, like less stuff, and somehow that was a good thing. Like we're screwing you over, but it's a good thing. In the way that during all the boys seasons, you see all the people for Vought, like Stan Edgar, Ashley, everyone just kind of spinning things to make it look like things are going really well for Vought. And then you just waffle on and tell people a bunch of lies. Zoom and enhance, you also probably saw the Chiron for Vaught's award here. Most Valuable Company is for 2023, and they control the award. So the whole joke here is that it's only been a couple weeks. Like within a couple weeks at the beginning of the year, they're saying they're already the world's best company. We'll see how things go for them in a couple more months when things slowly start to go off the rails even more. This is sort of the fulfillment of Stan Edgar's prophecy that he gave to Homelander when he was kicked out the door, essentially. When they basically fired him, like after Victoria Newman threw him under the bus. He basically told Homelander that it was the beginning of the end for him. Like, even though it seemed like the company was riding high, like there was a temporary boost to their share price, so it seemed like the company was more profitable by throwing him under the bus, and it seemed like Homelander had gained a bunch more popularity with certain segments of the population, like there was a caveat to that. But Stan Edgar was trying to tell him that he was misreading the signs, like, no, this is the beginning of the end, because eventually you're going to do something to screw things up because you don't know how to run a company. You're both a terrible person, like you're an awful person, but you're also really bad at business. And eventually he would screw up so badly that it would hurt the company and nobody would be there to clean it up or to clean up his image or hide what he had done. And then people will start to turn against him. So the whole idea is that Homelander is starting to drink his own Kool-Aid too. That started to happen at the end of season 3 with that funny laugh that everybody's been posting as a meme. For just a hot second when he killed that dude, he realized he messed up, like, oh no, I've done it. I've done the thing that Stan Edgar told me that I was going to do, and everything is over now. But when his hardcore fans start to cheer him on and love him no matter what, like for a second, they're not sure what to do, but then Todd is like, okay, fine. Like his brain does this amazing backflip to try and justify what just happened within a split second. And then they start cheering him on. Homelander's like, oh, maybe I can do anything. Maybe I can get away with everything. And that's meant to be him misreading the signs. Like the whole idea is that it's just that small hardcore fan base that will act like that. There's actually a much larger part of the population where his popularity declined. Ashley told him about that earlier in the season. Like he had a couple of funny moments where he was talking about his relative popularity points. When he had his big rant on public television, it polarized his position. So a bunch of people started hating him even more, and a bunch of people started loving him even more. Eventually, he's just going to keep messing up, doing crazy WTF things, so that it'll polarize things even more, and more people will slowly turn against him. But the whole idea is that Homelander is just seeing the stuff that's like right in front of his face. He can only see the people that are cheering for him. He's not looking at all the other people that hate him. The growth in pharma that Ashley's talking about, the white line that's shooting up sharply, was Stan Edgar's long-term plan for Compound V in making the company as profitable as it could potentially be. The whole idea with Vought, like I said, is that the company is meant to be egoless. Like the whole grand plan is that the company just wants to earn more money, no matter what the cost. Like there's no ego, no morality in the equation. Stan Edgar didn't want to subjugate the world. He didn't want power for power's sake. He just wanted to make the company more profitable. Like that's it. Which is evil in and of itself, as opposed to Homelander, who's all about ego. He's being evil in a more traditional kind of way. They actually had a conversation about that. I think it was at the beginning of season 2 where Stan Edgar had this come to Jesus moment with Homelander where he's like, look, here's the reality of the situation. You think that Vought is popular because of you and what the Seven are doing, but here's really what the company is about. Here's what we really care about. He told him the true backstory of the company, how they were started by a Nazi German scientist who defected after World War II with his wife, who was Stormfront, like it was meant to be part of Stormfront's origin story too. And as part of Operation Paperclip, he continued trying to develop Compound V in the United States, creating Vought America, like the American arm of the company. Soldier Boy was one of the Americans' first attempts at creating a superhero, even though Stormfront was the actual first one. Soldier Boy was like the next person that they tried it on. They continued trying to refine the formula, and the whole idea is that they had always viewed themselves as a pharmaceutical company. All the stuff with superheroes was just sort of the side effect. Like what happened is they would test Compound V iterations, like they would try to make the formula better and better. And each time they'd have these superheroes that were left over that they couldn't kill, like they couldn't just get rid of them easily. They viewed people like Soldier Boy as sort of like merchandise products that they created, and they had him just sitting around. So they had to find a way to make the company more money. They had all this extra quote-unquote product and all these extra supers that they were creating. Thus rose the Disney side of their business, where they started merchandising things. They tried to use those superheroes to create more profit, more products, more merchandise for people to buy, movies, television shows. It'd be like if Disney found a way to create Compound V, they created all these superheroes, and then in order to make more money off of it, they created the Marvel Universe and all the stuff that you see in real life with Marvel. If all the Marvel superheroes did actually have powers. That's why The Boys is meant to be satire, like they parody a lot of these real-world organizations and real-world events. So in the flashbacks with Soldier Boy was like an early attempt at that Stan Edgar felt like he could do a better job with. Like, okay, we've gone as far as we can go making money with this character here. We need to try something even better. I have a good idea, and that idea was Homelander. That was part of the joke of Soldier Boy being Homelander's father. They used the genetic material from Soldier Boy to create Homelander, but pumped way more Compound V in a more refined version of the formula into baby Homelander. I know a lot of people are wondering if Stormfront was the genetic material for his mother. It's always possible too, and that would definitely be in the tone of The Boys. Homelander secretly getting it on with a version of his mother. He already has that crazy mommy complex. It would just be such a weird twist on the character. Aya Cash even joked about that when they were doing promos for The Boys Season 2 and Season 3. But one of the titles of one of the Season 3 episodes was The 5-Year Plan, and the whole idea is that was Stan Edgar's final plan, like his grand ultimate plan to completely pivot the company away from their superhero business. Like if Disney totally stopped doing all the regular Disney stuff and just started being more like Pfizer. Like he wanted to turn them into a pure pharmaceutical company in the traditional sense because it was way more efficient. They could make way more money by just selling the temporary Compound V that they had just developed to the military. It had started to become too much trouble to run their superhero business. Like it was too much of a hassle for them, and it wasn't as profitable as it could have been. But remember, the important thing is that Stan Edgar wasn't trying to do all this, like take over the government, basically take over the White House, the presidency with Victoria Newman in that long-term play, because he wanted power for power's sake. Like he wanted to control the White House, yes, the government, yes. But that's just to clear the path for Vought to do whatever they wanted to do without any kind of regulations. Like no more FDA, no more health organizations regulating them, telling them what they could do, what they could test Compound V on. His real ultimate plan was just to make Vought a more profitable company. Like, that is it. That's all. He did confess to hating Homelander, though, like, oh, I absolutely hate that dude. That's why it was so ironic that he was planning on getting rid of Homelander and the other superheroes. Like, oh, in a couple years, you're all going to be defunct. Like, we won't care about you. We'll be way more profitable because we'll just be selling this temporary Compound V to the military. We don't need you anymore. The problem is that Homelander has god-tier power. He's meant to be the most powerful person on the planet, nigh unkillable, and when you tell a person like that who's mentally unstable that they're going to be irrelevant and you don't care about them, they don't take it too well. And that's just part of the slow descent as he gets crazier and crazier in future seasons, like however many more seasons the show winds up running. They'll probably at least go to season 5. I don't know if they'll go beyond that, but I think the showrunner said that they could potentially go beyond that if they want to. Ashley's joke about the crime fighting too is about the whole A-Train Blackhawk storyline in the Collateral Damage. They even talked about that during season 1. The whole idea that superheroes cause more damage than they prevent. Because pretty much all of them are terrible at using their powers. It'd be like if you found someone on the street, literally, and just gave them superpowers. Like the next day, they started trying to fight crime. Oh, it would be a disaster. The Vought Reconstruction Project is them fixing Vought Tower in the wake of that final battle with Soldier Boy in season 3. They blew up part of the tower. They have the jokes about Black Noir being on a quote-unquote secret mission, and that's why nobody's seen him. Yes, that's the real reason. The showrunner did say that the actor who plays Black Noir would be back on the show, but he didn't say whether or not he'd be a completely new character because he's been wearing the mask, so he could just play another character. But also in the comics, they can use Compound V to bring people back from the dead, bring superheroes back from the dead, so it's possible for them to just literally bring Black Noir back from the dead. Usually when they bring them back, though, it doesn't work perfectly, like they bring them back wrong, Pet Sematary style. Ashley upholds the lie about Queen Maeve being dead, even though she knows she's survived. That's like the one good thing that she's done that we've seen. It just seems like she's completely capitulated to Vought, so I don't know if Ashley's going to redeem herself at all before the end of the series. They're throwing Starlight under the bus for leaving the Seven formally, like she formally left. She's no longer going to be part of the Seven during season 4 and join the boys. The new members on the Seven she's talking about are probably just a combination of A-Train rejoining the Seven formally and another new character they'll introduce in season 4. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is playing a character during The Boys season 4, just continuing their tradition of doing supernatural cameos. We'll see if they can eventually get Jared Padalecki to play a character. That would complete everything. If you spotted any other Easter eggs or references in the trailer that I didn't talk about in the video, just write them below in the comments, and they'll probably keep releasing teaser trailers and clips like this between season 3 and season 4, so I'll just do more videos as we get more footage. There'll be a bunch of Super Bowl trailers in a couple weeks. Of course, I'll do videos for all that. Make sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss that. My full Last of Us Episode 3 video will post on Sunday after they release it. Everyone click here for all my Last of Us episodes, and click here for my Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania trailer video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.